Good morning, Elizabeth J here for the very first reset vlog. It is currently 11 a.m. and it's snowing cats and dogs outside. And I'm not a big fan of the snow. I like to look at it, but I don't like to drive in it. And the gym that I usually go to is a bit far. So yeah, you're not gonna catch me driving in the snow. I am very sorry. I'm not doing it. Unless I really have to and I'm already out and it's snowing just as I'm driving, then that's a different story. But the roads are just completely ridiculous. So yeah, your girl is gonna do a workout here at home, a nice leg at home workout, because your girl's legs definitely needs the loving. Okay, we're not gonna steer off our game plan with strength training and conditioning. um the last 2 weeks I had pretty rough time. The first week I caught the flu, and on top of that, while training jiu-jitsu, yes, I am a BJJ practitioner. I'm a brown belt. Welcome. One of my partners fell on my foot. Thankfully, there's no fractures. I went to check it out. I'm completely fine. But it was a lot of inflammation, so I had to attend to that as long as, trying to get better from the flu. And then the second week, unfortunately, I have got my menstrual pretty bad. As a kid, I had it very, very bad. Over the years, I learned how to cope with it, but now here as an adult, I have some months where it hits me like a truck and I absolutely have to rest and I can't do nothing else. But then I have other months where I'm able to learn how to catch it in time, my hormones, my medication, and learn how to just really be on top of it. And obviously, if I'm having a bad week before with the flu and my foot, most definitely I wasn't really prepared for my period the next week. So I definitely had to suffer a bit, and I had to just tell myself, okay, only light workouts, only light movement, just rest, rest, rest. um if you ask me, yes, I'm definitely jealous of the girls who don't have it as bad. um but that doesn't mean you don't take accountability and learn how to cope with your menstruation and frustration with your menstruation. Those were my last 2 weeks, so therefore, especially this Sunday, I'm definitely trying to start off the week strong. Yesterday was Saturday, and I did 2 classes of jiu-jitsu back to back. I did gi and no gi, and after that, I went to the gym and did 30 minutes of bicycle cardio because again, I had a rough 2 weeks and I just felt like, you know what, let me just try to get some movement in. I feel good for after these long 2 weeks. I want to be able to just get in there and do what I gotta do. So yeah, and now today it makes no difference. And I don't care if there's snow outside. Because guess what? I have equipment at home. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it at home. Right? Alright. So we're gonna do an at-home leg workout. For that, I am also going to wash some clothes. Obviously, when they're done, I'm gonna fold them and put them away. I also plan on cleaning my mirrors. My mirrors aren't that bad, but your girl is very allergic to dust, and yeah, so instead of just waiting for it to build up and get worse, which I'm pretty traumatized right now from being sick, I much rather just get to it right now. Also probably gonna vacuum since, again, dust. And of course, just get myself ready for the week, meal prep if I have any. This week should be very calm. um, Not only do I train jiu-jitsu and go to the gym, but I also am still currently employed. But I lucked out. This week is mainly remote, so what is the point of meal prepping if I'm mainly home? I could just cook. I'd much rather cook and have a fresh meal than just warm it up quickly, which is not a bad thing either, but that's just me. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth J. My channel is pretty much just a realistic view, week to week, no off season life of an athlete. I train jiu-jitsu. I'm a brown belt. Been training jiu-jitsu for about, what, I want to say like almost 10 years, maybe a little more. Um, and on top of that, I also like to train in the gym. I love to condition my body. I love to push my body to its high capacity. Um, and my nutrition. After the past year, yeah, this past year, I have been very in tune with my nutrition. I still have my time when I fall off, especially during the holidays. This holiday season, it's definitely been difficult for me to stay on track. But your girl overall got through her binge eating. She got over her toxic relationship with food for the most part, okay? I'm not over here freaking out about it as much as I used to, and I'm not over here indulging as much as I used to, okay? And it's gonna be very realistic, you know, my channel is not just gonna be picture perfect all the time either. There's gonna be time when you see me injured or you see me out of it, you see me trying to scramble to get back on track, you know, it's very realistic. I'm not trying to fool anyone here. I'm just here to show you the real deal of how it is to be an athlete all year round with no off season, and just condition your body for both being an athlete and also just better, healthier living. So yeah, let's get started on my day. I usually start my day 5:30 a.m. But you know, I figured since yesterday I trained really hard, both jiu-jitsu and the gym, I deserve a little sleeping time. You gotta give yourself grace sometimes, okay? All right, I'm rambling too much. Let's get to work. All right, yeah, so here is the outfit. Gymshark. Gymshark always, usually. I do have some owner pieces, but I haven't shopped from there. They're all hand-me-downs, but I actually really love Gymshark. Here are the muscles, by the way. I'm gonna wear this. I'm also gonna put a sweater over because it is way too cold in my house. That way, once we start working out, I'm first gonna warm up. I'm gonna do mobility stretches. I'm gonna warm up, and then I'm actually get to the workout, okay? Alrighty, guys. I am so sorry. My phone ran out of storage as I was recording my workout, so it took a lot of time in my day to go through my camera roll and delete a lot of stuff that I do not need. Now I'm finally eating my meal. So this is a half cup of cottage cheese, 2% good culture. It's my favorite cottage cheese. I absolutely love cottage cheese. In here I also have about 2 boiled egg whites, half an avocado, and I have some spices, you know, salt, pepper, table blend. I have cayenne pepper because I love everything spicy. I'm a spicy girl, okay? And I also have, what is that called? Bell pepper, chopped bell pepper, 1 ounce. And that's pretty much really it. I'm gonna be eating this not by itself because I don't know, that's kind of weird to have mushi. I mean, if you like it, you like it, right? No judgment. I just can't do it. And I'm gonna have it with some nice protein chips. These are my favorite chips because they're only 4 grams of net carbs. They're about 20 grams of protein. They're baked. They're not fried. They're spicy. And one of my favorite junk foods is like hot Cheetos, Takis. I know, it's so crazy. But here I am rebuilding a good relationship with food, right? So these are the way to go. And not only that, they have a lot of cayenne pepper instead of like chemicals to make the chips spicy, which I love even more because it's more whole foods and actual herbs that's really good for your gut. You know, they say cayenne pepper is actually better for your gut more than, you know, like a sauce, which makes a lot of sense. It has a lot of sugar, it has a lot of corn syrup, which I'm allergic to, it has a lot of calories, all these little things, bad chemicals too, artificial chemicals that are really bad for your body. So if this is just cayenne pepper, which it says it is, then so be it. I am gonna eat it. I would make some eggs, but I'm still in the ick part of my menstrual where certain foods I'm just like, I don't want it, you know. I did have some eggs last few days too, because I was like, you know, I gotta eat right, and if I'm out and about I need to be sure I have fuel. So, you know, but I didn't want scrambled eggs because I always do scrambled eggs to get the whole egg. This time I'm like, don't really want it. I'm gonna give myself grace. I'm gonna also eat a lot of food today, like chicken, beef. So it's not like I'm not getting my protein. Woo! Spicy. It hits all the time. Guys, you gotta try it. Especially if you don't like cottage cheese. I'm telling you, mix it with avocado, and some spices. Just how you like it. Salt, pepper. It could be table blend. It could be bell pepper chopped up. You don't even need to put the eggs in it. It could be just like that, its own. And have some nice little tortilla chips or protein chips, like how I'm doing. Whatever flavor you want. It's a banger. And it's a high protein. Cottage cheese is also one of my favorite ways to get protein in. Because, again, I am a person where I came from having a binge eating disorder. One of the things I used to binge eat is cheese, specifically mozzarella. I used to also eat so much, and I mean so much American cheese. I know, I'm disgusting. And also Mexican cheese. It was so good, but and I still eat those cheeses once in a while, but I don't overindulge in it like I used to. And I never realized, like, I never really had cottage cheese before. The only cheese I really absolutely like, love, is ricotta cheese. And it's crazy because I'm Hispanic. But anyway, yeah, so those are the cheese I grew up with, but I never really tried cottage cheese until I got into my fitness journey, and I never realized how amazing cottage cheese was. Story short, I just fell in love and I learned how to like mix it and not have it plain. But it was really good. It was really good, and I'm happy I was able to mix it up and make it my way. It looks a little dark because I made it yesterday. Just putting that out there. But it's usually more vibrant with the green because, you know, I put the avocado in it. That's another thing too. I really love avocado. It's just, you know, here to show you guys what a real life is when it's, you know, you're an athlete all year round. You know, jiu-jitsu doesn't have an off day. Like, you see baseball players, football players, they have sometimes off season, and I know usually they, even during their off season, they kind of still do what they need to do just to maintain their physique, maintain their conditioning, maintain, you know, their abilities to be able to move the way they need to once on season comes. But jiu-jitsu is an all-year thing. It doesn't matter what time of the year you're at. You're always going to train. Always, always, always. Just competition always, all year round as well. So, yeah. So, being a BJJ practitioner, it's really an all-year thing. It's also kind of like bodybuilding. When you want to sign up for, like, whatever, figure, physique, bodybuilding, you have to be discipline all year round. There's no messing around. There's no, okay, you know, I'm gonna have like 2 to 4 weeks of binge eating whatever the hell I want and then get back on it. Because in it, you're in it all year round. These are the sports where it's all year round. You gotta be ready. And the main reason why you also gotta be ready too is when the time comes to progressively overload in both the gym for this competition or even just jiu-jitsu period, you want to be sure your body is ready to really face those challenges. Ready means being conditioned correctly, the right food in your system, enough sleep in your system, stretch. Oh my god, stretching is a huge part of everything. Like, if you're not good in these categories, forget about reaching those goals in jiu-jitsu or even in the gym or even like wanting to compete for both jiu-jitsu or bodybuilding. Forget about it. Forget about it. You're not gonna get there. You know, you gotta really just put your best foot forward, because there's other people out there, they know what's up. They know what they have to do, and they stay disciplined, they stay diligent, and they stay focused. Like, they have no distractions, or if they do have distractions, they don't care. because they know they're bigger and stronger than those distractions, okay? That's what we need to do when it comes to the gym, when it comes to jiu-jitsu, you know. And obviously, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. Again, life throws a lot of things at us that we have no control over. And those things we have no control over, we have to let it go. But the things we do have control, we need to stay on top of. Because the more we stay on top of those things that we are able to control, the better and more efficient we are going to be able to excel when the time is right. Do what you got to do. And if this is what you're into, this is what you're driven by, or this is where something you lack and you're trying your best to really tap in, this is the channel for you, okay? I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. There's so many times that I've been lazy. There's so many times where injury occurs and I feel stuck. There's so many times that I get sick. It happens and it creates a lot of imbalance in my life. But you know what? I also do have a lot of times in my life where shit hits the fan and I still show up. I still do what I have to do, because at the end of the day, I gotta be here for me. No one's getting these goals for me. You gotta stay disciplined in order to stay motivated, and just understand patience is key, and taking accountability for what you have control over is key. If this is what you want, you gotta go get it. There's no handouts. There's no, okay, here's the trick. No. No. Set your goals. Stick to them. Have a structure. Stick to that structure. Stay disciplined. There's going to be days you have no fucking motivation. There's going to be days where you don't want to get up out your bed. But those are the days you got to remind yourself you are privileged and you are blessed to have legs and arms and the ability to move. Not a lot of people have that privilege, okay? And those days when you get up and you do what you have to do, especially in the days you don't want to, you're going to feel better about yourself. And that's when you're going to get motivated, all right? And I'm telling you, it's hard. It's simple, but it ain't easy. It's hard, okay? But again, it is all about taking accountability and control over things you have control over. You have control over your sleep. You have control over your eating habits. You have control of your thoughts, okay? You have control over your time. You know, there's this saying, and I love it, and I'm gonna run with it. They say Beyonce has the same 24 hours as we do, and she gets all that shit done, and she's one of the greatest. Think about that. They have the same time, 24 hours in a day as you, and you're telling me you can't. Limiting yourself. You're only limiting yourself. You're only putting yourself to stay in a box. Don't do that. Don't set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success and greatness. I'm gonna finish my food because I am starving. But I had to just get on here and let you guys know who I am, you know? Like, this is all about just staying on track and making sure you live a healthy, beautiful life. And if you're an athlete like me, hello, this is the real life. This is how it is. You're gonna be pushed to stay focused on your craft no matter what life throws at you. All right, this is the second meal of the day. I got mashed potatoes. There was more chicken. I just ate it. But pretty much it was 4 ounces of chicken, grilled chicken. And I have about 1 to 2 ounces of broccoli and about 1 cup of mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. So yeah, it's just the second meal of the day. After this, I will most definitely have a yogurt with some blueberries. I don't know about y'all, but blueberries is my favorite fruit. I don't know if I ever met anyone else whose favorite fruit is blueberries, but, or maybe you guys haven't, but now you know. So so good. Hey guys, so it is currently nighttime. Every time I recorded something, my phone kept saying its storage is full or whatever. So I spent the whole day pretty much taking out a lot of photos and videos that I no longer need. Such a hectic day, but it's alright. It kind of worked out. I ended up spending a lot of time with my family, especially my dad, which he just came back from my trip. So, you know, it felt really good to see him after him not being here for a few days. So yeah, so right now I have a little bit of a crunch time. I gotta fold these clothes. I still gotta wipe down this mirror, brush my hair, put it in the bonnet. I gotta stretch, and then I'm off to bed. So let's get to it. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just get this done. Leggings are right here. Yeah, I really love this new launch, by the way. It really stands for everything it is designed for, which is heavy weightlifting, um, intense training. So yeah, I wore the blue one yesterday and also the sports bra. So yeah, this is gonna be my attire for tomorrow at Jiu-Jitsu. This is gonna be the fit. Tomorrow morning is gi, so yes, I'm gonna wear this sports bra, which is Gymshark Storm. See the logo? So beautiful. And then the leggings. Absolutely love, love, love the material on this one. Really driving this hip up and squeezing my pretty much my toes to my butt, so I could get a deep stretch in my quad. Hold it for like a good 2 minutes. I would say hold it longer. Like the longer it is, the better it is for your muscle to relax and able to stretch and really get blood flowing through your muscles to recover, to get the oxygen flowing, loosen up longer, and better sleep for, better sleep for the night. Alright, now I'm starting the next leg. Again, you want to kind of just dive in your hip and try to like smash your toes into your butts if you can, just to get a deep stretch in your quad, okay? It looks like I'm taking it just fine, but I'm really suffering right now because my left foot is the bad foot. Yeah, what happened was I was trying to do Uchimata, and if you guys do not know what that means, I'll say it in English. It's pretty much a takedown. You pretty much load the person up on your hip, and then when you swing your leg through their legs and you flop them, that's pretty much the takedown. And because I'm not really good at doing takedowns, let alone doing a takedown with a man who's heavier than me, bigger, taller, stronger, every time I kept drilling it on him, I wasn't letting go as soon as he flung on the floor. So me not letting go caused him to land his knee right on top of my foot. Yeah, ouch, I know. So therefore, my foot has a lot of inflammation. It's still very much tender to touch, so it hurts in that one area. It was inflamed, and I was fine. And I actually go to this spa a little bit far from where I live. It was a Sunday when the teammate fell on my foot, and I was able to roll after. He fell on my foot. It was very excruciating pain, but I kept going because I was like, yeah, it's just my foot. It wasn't crazy, whatever. But I rolled just fine. But then when I got home, and I was like, oh, kind of difficult for me to walk right now. What is going on? So my socks off, and my foot was swollen. And that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu sometimes. Sometimes you just get injuries and you don't know about them until later on in the day. So yeah, so then, I realized my foot was swollen. And luckily, I had something planned, which is at this, again, the spa where I usually like to go to. And I had a cold plunge and red light sauna therapy session. Good hour to do. So I was like, all right, great. I'm going to take this time to take all the inflammation out of my foot and just muscle recovery, whatever. And oh my god, I put my foot in that damn cold plunge, and I was like, I was in such excruciating pain. Nothing is worse than getting rid of the inflammation of the injury the very first time. Like after a while, you're like, okay, like I got this. I expect this. I know what's expected. I know how to breathe. But the very first times when you just put your injury into some ice, it is so freaking excruciating. So yeah, that was just something. And you know, because the cold plunge is so cold, I did get a lot of information out. But the next morning, I really did not, even throughout the night, the pain in my foot was causing me to wake up. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I absolutely need to just take the day off and go to the doctor and make sure my foot is okay. So, Lord and behold, thank God, no fractures, no nothing. But it's a deep bone bruise, which means it's gonna be tender to touch for a few weeks. Definitely still need a lot of ice, a lot of heat, and a lot of rest. I could still train, I could still drill. Just, you know, obviously you guys be on top of my recovery, and I'm off and able to rest. Just do that. Let me finish stretching. I'm gonna do a light stretch because I really do gotta get to bed. I am ending the video here finally. Thank you so much for viewing my first ever video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Good night, y'all.